They say no man forged steel like Eldric the Blacksmith. His hammers rang like thunder, his bellows breathed fire like a dragon, and every weapon that left his forge was sharper, deadlier, and more enduring than any other. Noblemen, knights, even kings rode for days to commission his blades. To hold one was to hold death itself. But in the village of Calverne, people whispered a darker tale. They say Eldric never worked alone, that at night, when the forge glowed blood red, you could hear voices between the hammer strikes, the screams of men being pounded into the iron. Eldric never denied it. He just worked harder. One autumn evening, a nobleman arrived, Saalta, commander of a vast army. He wanted a sword unlike any other, a blade that would win him wars, no matter how much blood it drank. And so Eldric forged it, hammering the steel until it screamed. Each strike, the villagers claimed, he heard the names of men who'd fallen in battle, whose bodies were never buried. When he delivered the sword to the nobleman, it gleamed unnaturally. Its surface rippled as though something moved beneath the metal. The nobleman smiled and went to war. At first, victory was his. Enemy after enemy fell before him. But soon, rumors spread back to Calverne. Soldiers who wielded Elric's blades did not die. Even when cut open, even when pierced through, they kept fighting, shrieking in agony, but unable to stop. Their comrades begged to be killed, but their cursed blades dragged them back to battle, flesh rotting, eyes hollow, their voices no longer human. And so when Saalta returned months later, his army was not of men, but of half-living corpses that marched in silence, except for the clanging of their swords and the whispers of the dead. The legendary cursed sword, the forging of Alta. When the nobleman Saalta came to the blacksmith Eldric to forge him a sword, he offered him a deal. The sword would be unbreakable, but in exchange, he would have to trap the souls of 100 warriors inside of it. Eldric refused, but when the nobleman threatened his family, he had no choice but to agree. Horrified, Eldric tried to end it. He locked his forge, smashed his tools, and vowed never to craft again. But the nobleman came back, his face pale, his eyes wild. The cursed sword had grown hungry, and it demanded a final masterpiece, greater than all before. You will forge it, Saalta commanded, with blood, with fire, whatever the price. When Eldric refused, the nobleman's soldiers dragged him to his own anvil. Beaten, bleeding, Eldric was forced to light the forge once more, but as he hammered, the whispers grew louder, not of strangers now, but of every soul he had trapped. Hundreds of voices screaming in rage, in pain, in hunger. They demanded release, and Eldric knew what he had to do. With trembling hands, he pressed the steel against his own chest. The iron hissed, searing his flesh. Blood spilled onto the anvil, soaking the blade. The whispers fell silent for the first time. Then, like a storm breaking, they roared in unison, pulling his soul into the metal. When the forging was done, a single black blade lay across the anvil, veins of red pulsing faintly along its edge. The nobleman reached for it, but the moment his fingers touched the hilt, his body convulsed. His scream echoed as his flesh blackened and his eyes turned molten white. The sword drank him whole, and then silence.